everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pinpoint Podcast. Gus Barfield sitting here with Mr. Menifee and one of his agents of commercial real estate, Miss Kim. I'm going to say it right, Daly.
Yeah,
hey, good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon.
Jay, get in my podcast.
And so, what is this topic? No, we're going to talk about topics yet. I'm going to give y'all the topic right quick. Go Philadelphia Eagles. Yay. Tom Brady. Maybe next year. Tom Brady.
Talking about to retire.
He said he going to play till 65. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good deal. He might can make it.
We're going to have a conversation today. This conversation, of course, is dealing with Pinpoint. You know how the foundation, we talk about everything here through the foundation, through your production, through, you have so many. We talk about the actual broker. But today, we're going to talk about creating streamlined income through purchasing commercial property and building shopping plazas in your community. Now, what I'm getting out of this when I hear this is, when you say creating streamlined income through purchasing commercial property, does that mean that when I go down there, I want to go actually get me a loan to get a business in a strip mall? Let's just say I want to get a strip mall, and I want to go to you and say, hey, I got some money. Here's my plan. If I get this building, I'm gonna be able to rent out this. Is that how it works, or you buy the whole thing and hope somebody come rent it out? I mean, I don't understand how it is. That's why I'm reading this and I'm trying to get it. I'm gonna learn all this. That's what I want to know.
Okay, but I just want to know what is this.
Oh no, you know how you go down to a strip mall. You know how you gonna get a building and you go, okay, I got 6 rooms. I got 6 rooms in this building. If I come with enough money, I know I'm gonna rent them out. That's not a plan. But that's my idea. What I do. Okay, the bigger the building. If I got the money, I'm gonna buy it, hoping everybody rent it out. I'm gonna make my money like that.
All right.
Is that how it works? No, I doubt it, because you always shut me down every time. But that's what I think. That's why I'm like. That's why I'm trying to get in. I'm like, man. Okay, but tell me how I do it.
Well, one thing about it in the commercial process, we don't never want to think. And you always want somebody to represent you who knows.
Oh, yeah, you always say that.
Because if you get to thinking, you can make a bad financial decision or a mistake. Because you have the wrong person.
But how can you make a bad mistake? All right, put it this way. All right.
By having the wrong person to represent you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
or having no representation.
Well, okay,
that's the number one mistake.
What if you get somebody to represent you and then they mismanage it? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, okay, let's talk about that. Mismanage it in which way? What do you mean? Okay,
I might have made a bad business deal. When I picked that spot, I thought I could get people to get rented out. Let's just say. But my agent said, yeah, this is the spot. And it didn't have anybody want to come down there and push that market. So who made the bad decision?
But you said you.
Yeah.
Like, you said you thought that you can get somebody.
That's right. That's
why he said don't be thinking. Right. So what we're gonna do is you work alongside with your professional agent and let them do a market analysis and a demographic research on maybe drive-by traffic, walk-in traffic, and how visible you are to the community and what the need is in that area.
The number one thing.
I'm gonna tell you in a minute.
That is my number one thing.
Right. I know.
Okay. So your number one thing?
No, I said the number one.
Okay, but that means my number one. My thing was not number one.
It's already popping off. But anyway, number one thing is what he's basically trying to get across is he want to know what does it take to purchase a commercial real estate property and how to obtain a commercial loan to build a shopping center.
Right.
That's basically what he was trying to get at. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna touch bases on it and then let Kim touch bases on it. First, to purchase a commercial property, also on their advice, because you got people out there who feel like
they can buy anything.
feel like they understand business, and when they understand business, they may want to represent themselves, but they might be in computers.
Yeah.
Or they might be in something totally different than commercial real estate. So one of the things that we advise, because we never tell a grown person what to do, we're not a financial advisor, but in our expertise of being in business, on the commercial side, we ask them, well, not ask them, we advise them to have somebody represent you. Now, to obtain financing for commercial real estate property, if you wanted to buy a plaza in a community like a lot of the communities do, and we have some communities here Like let's just say this community right here is what's the Southwest 1250 Southwest Scenic Highway. This is a property in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Okay.
Over there at the shops and well then we have properties like this where they have development properties. They scout the land. They whoever their development team. What these loans are called acquisition development loans, because you're gonna acquire the land to do construction development on, to build you a plaza, a shopping plaza or a strip center for you to get for you to make multiple streamline income, or you could just buy it, build it up, and then sell it. So that's one of the things. That's how you get started, is applying for acquisition development loan.
Right.
And then you have Kimberly here who could explain to you the process of purchasing that property and how she would go about looking for land in the right area. But if you bought it, what kind of value it is, what type of
Returns.
not just returns, but what type of business you want to bring in there. Because most people, small business owners, for some reason, think small, and they think you could just they think just build a plaza and want to stick to very small things in it. But you go out to corporate leases as well, because a lot of banks, a lot of corporate leases, like if you see a Kroger's in a plaza, they might not own that plaza. About 60-70% of the time they don't own the plaza. What they do is an anchor. So somebody had a vision and they bought that land, developed it, and then got that big commercial lease. When you see a Chase Bank, you see different banks in that plaza. They don't own that land. What they did was either a long-term commercial lease, or either they did a ground lease, meaning they purchased the building and they leased the property from the owner, the developer. And I'll let Kim take it and just talk about a couple of properties that she had pulled to share.
Well, we pulled a few of them just to show you that this is not new. You might live in a certain community and then you realize that someone's developing a shopping plaza.
Right.
So it always comes to mind, like, what companies or what businesses are going to come there? Who bought that plaza, and why are we not getting a piece of it?
Right.
You know, especially if it's coming into your community. All right. One in particular, Mr. Menifee just spoke about was, it's a big shopping plaza off of WebGen in Snellville. We have another one in Lawrenceville and Swanee, where they have a Chipotle restaurant in. We have several others that, I can pull them all day. There's a Galleria in Sugarloaf. And these projects are, let's say they're running anywhere between $2.4 million in acquisition costs, and maybe more for build out. But what we're talking to people about is, why aren't we going for these types of transactions? Okay, if you have the money or decent credit, or have a team of investors that you guys can pull together, it's not impossible for you as a minority to go ahead and take a chance in owning one of these properties so that you can have multiple streams of income for yourself.
So these aren't empty. I could actually, this is not empty. I'm buying, I could actually buy, what am I buying? The rights to?
Now, let me interrupt for you.
Yeah, please.
Some of the plazas could be empty, but some of them are just raw land, just land.
Okay.
Like a huge lot, and you have decided that.
But what we talking about is acquisition.
It's actually starting from
land.
Land, period. Just start from the beginning.
Start land.
Right.
And development, like you got some of these plazas, they 10 million, 15 million, 5 million.
Right.
And you take down what we call acquisition development loan. And what an acquisition development loan is a loan where you acquire funds
to develop.
Yes.
And once you become approved to purchase an acquisition development loan, is what we did issue our term sheet. And the term sheet is basically saying, okay, you got to meet these terms for us to fund this deal for you to be able to acquire this land and us to give you this money. And when you're doing a development loan, once again, you already have your agents, and your agents should have done their work. Your agents should have done their work to where they have all the numbers in the performer, and based on what you're going to be putting there, based on what are you going to be leasing out the property for each over that guard for what's in that area. You got a lot of land that you got developers come in into the minority community because you got like minority communities of Asians and they build their plaza, develop it just for them.
Yeah.
You got the Indians do the same thing. You got the Hispanics doing the same thing. So you got different type of communities depending on what you want. Like we spoke once before about a mixed use. So again, acquisition development loan is a loan that you acquire to develop whatever vision you and your team have, that project. Mm-hmm. So of course, you might come in there when we'll talk about it a little later. When you acquire this loan, before you even fund on the deal, you might have a corporate lease signed for 30 years. Go ahead.
Okay.
That was a lot, right?
No, I'm taking it in.
Okay.
I mean, he broke it down, Barney.
Hi, I'm Mr. Menifee with Pinpoint Commercial Underwriters and Pinpoint Brokers. Here to talk to you about allowing us to represent you, helping you get over the choppy waters away from the landlord sharks who will ensnare you into a one-sided lease. Here at Pinpoint, we'll keep you out of the rough. Told you. Over the choppy waters. Let Pinpoint guide you. If you don't know how to swim in the commercial real estate world, allow Pinpoint to get you over the water and down the green pastures. For your business, it's very important that you find the right commercial property for your next location. Whether you're purchasing or whether you're leasing, you want to make the right single. And here at Pinpoint, we ain't pleased. At Pinpoint, we ain't pleased. Don't trust your business to a subpar commercial real estate company. Come to Pinpoint and let us point you in the right direction for your next commercial real estate deal. Sand trap are a lot like landlords. Don't get stuck in a one-sided lease. Let Pinpoint get you out of that sand trap. Just like that dead-end lease. Get on to the green. Let Pinpoint point you in the right direction for all your commercial real estate and financial needs. Visit us at pinpointbrokers.net. Also like and follow us on Pinpoint Commercial Underwriters and Pinpoint Foundation, as well as Pinpoint Film. And remember, Pinpoint can point you in the right direction, even if it's on the green. Peace, we out.
It just depends on what your end result, what is your objective. So when you come to me, or after you go through the funding or financing process, and you actually get a handle on what you want to do. Do you want to go ahead and develop, meaning build and develop? Do you want something freestanding that you want to acquire and just purchase? And then you come to me and say, you know what, Kimberly, do you think this is going to be something that's going to be lucrative for me? Is there a need for this particular project in this area? What is the income or the area demographics of the people surrounding you? Are people who you're trying to cater to have to drive 10 miles away to get your services? you have to be really more conscious of your surroundings, so you can actually understand the economic growth that it can come from, the project. So you're good? Okay, yeah. So, I mean, that's how it starts. There's no foolproof where I can guarantee that you're going to make the money that you claim that you want to make. But what I can guarantee is that if you work through our program, you will be able to acquire what you want, and then you'll understand how the commercial industry works as a whole.
Now, I got another question. Okay, we was talking about last week. Okay, so I got approved for the loan for the land, right? That doesn't mean that I'm going to get all the permits for what I want to do on the land, right? I'm just asking.
I'm gonna let you finish your question. Basically you said if you don't have the knowledge on how to obtain this shell space. I mean, give me the question you want to ask me, Sasha.
Nah, okay. We was talking about the acquisition loan. Now, is that gonna involve? Is that I'm getting a loan for when I want to build everything I want to put in there? Like, let's just say I want to build this building. And one room is going to be a barbershop, the other room will be a strip club. I know I can't just do that and somebody going to let me do that. I mean, but will I get approved for the loan for? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I think we're getting a little sidetracked.
Okay.
We keep getting sidetracked. Am I going to get approved for a loan? Am I going to get approved for a loan? Am I going to get approved for a loan? Am I going to get approved for a loan?
Is he going to get approved for a loan?
One thing you got to understand, when somebody doing an acquisition development, before they come to a Kimberly or before they come to a Pointe, they're probably gonna have the knowledge and the team
I get it.
that they work with, that where they go scope the areas.
Gotcha.
To develop that property, because it ain't no kid business.
I got you.
But the understanding today is to show people that you can acquire a loan to develop on your land, on the land that you want to purchase. You understand? Mm-hmm. So, can you get a loan? Of course you can get a loan if you have all your credentials together.
Right.
Of course you can get a loan if your financials is together. Of course you could get a loan if you can show how you're going to pay back that loan.
Right.
Of course you can get a loan if you have guaranteed lease space already spaced out before you build, based off of your performance and everything that you have to show to whatever lender, whether it's Pointe or whether it's any bank that you elect to go to. Of course. But of course not, you can't get a loan if you are going into the business with an idea, which is good, but you're trying to do that on your own.
Right.
You got to know exactly what it is you're doing, because you're trying to build a multiple streamline of income based off of building a plaza and leasing it out. So you want the right team, the right team of professionals around you who can advise you properly if you come into a sum of money and you want to say, hey, I don't want to go blow this money out. I want to do this over here. I don't want to go do what the norm do, go get a car wash, or go get a broker's license, to go do this over here, sell cars, or go build a little stuff, which is nothing wrong with that, because that's residual income as well. But you have a vision to where you want to purchase a land. The land might cost you, depending on the area, because like some of the areas that we in, like I know this area right here, out in Swanee, you got 3186 Lawrenceville Swanee Road. That land purchased over there somewhere between 5 and 6 million. That's just purchasing the land. And now you go develop on it. So you got to understand what you're asking and what you're trying to take down.
Right.
And so you want to be involved with a team, which I spoke about last week I believe, on developing a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. And your group of people, professionals, hire people, licensed professional agents who know how to research and advise you right on what area to purchase. So that's basically when you talk about everybody, hey, can I get a loan? Can I get a loan? Yeah, but we ain't gonna get no loan just to somebody who just say, hey, I want to develop.
Right.
You know, you got to have everything in order. And then a loan like that, a construction loan, when you're purchasing land, you're gonna be talking about 50% down. So just say if the land $1 million, that's $500,000. However, you could got bridge loans, is what we talked about as well last week, where you could acquire to help bridge the gap of what you don't have, and then development. And then if you have, just say if you have a Publix or a Kroger's or a TJ Maxx or a SunTrust or Wells Fargo want to come in there and you got a guaranteed 20-year or 30-year lease, then those are funds that's guaranteed already. So it will be more than likely we will want to grant you a loan because you have a big corporate background. Or if you don't, I mean, you can have a Domino's piece in there. You see Marco's piece. You have a different type of commitments. Is what we call LOCs, letter of commitment, to go inside them plazas. And you might only have 10% to start with, or your group might have 10%. But because you have these commitments, and because the area that y'all chose is an up and coming area, and you can acquire that loan.
Gotcha.
But you got to have your performer, your plan, business plan, and everything.
The agent.
Right.
Well, you know, and I wanted to give you just some small examples. Okay. Well, not small, but quick examples. All right. So this is a scenario, and see if you can follow this.
Okay.
You're noticing that a developer has come into the area and started developing residential homes,
Right.
new construction.
Right.
All right. Your first thought would be what?
Me?
Yes.
What kind of homes is coming up over there? That's me.
Okay.
Like, when I see the land, I'm like, I wonder what type of homes about to be built.
Okay, so now you're thinking on the commercial side. As a commercial investor, what would be
that residential now,
no. It goes hand in hand, okay? You see a residential developer's coming in, building a huge complex.
Okay.
A subdivision of maybe, you go inside and you say, well, how many homes are going to be in this community? Well, we're going to be starting out with maybe 150 homes. So now you know you're going to have 150 new families, right? Okay. So now, as a commercial investor, you should start thinking about scouting areas close to that subdivision.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
To put up a plaza because they're gonna need the food shop. They're gonna need you gotta look at what's the nearest supermarket within that range.
Right.
What's the nearest gas station, supermarket, little things, a Chinese restaurant, barber shop, things like that. So now
a soul food restaurant.
The soul food restaurant, okay. Cleaners, whatever is going to be accommodating to this new group of 150 families coming in.
Gotcha.
So that's when you know it's going to be good. Okay, next thing.
One other thing. You also look at the income bracket.
Well, we already said that. We said that.
Well,
I said, look at. He said, I want to know what type of home. Right.
You
And
look
then
up
the income
demographics
too.
is one thing.
But it
Another thing
doesn't
is your
really
income
matter.
bracket.
That doesn't matter because all of them are going to still need to eat.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. You can put a Walmart, you can put Kroger's, you can put any type of. My point is, look at what's going on around you. Okay, you drive by another area. They're developing a new hospital.
Right.
Okay, what does that mean?
Put a parking deck next to it.
Put a parking deck, or that's a good one. You need a plaza.
Right. Yeah.
You know why? You need an office complex.
Yeah.
Because those doctors or residents, if they're on call or they're emergency, they need a local doctor's office or practice near the hospital.
Right. Makes sense.
So they may be a doctor of 2 or 3 hospitals in the area, and they may want to lease space right next to the hospital. So now you have a medical row or medical plaza, because not to mention you're also going to throw in a few eateries because they don't like always to eat in the cafeteria. They might want to get out.